Thank you for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. On this video, I'm going to be recreating the Umami Burger from the bopNgrill out of Chicago. Let's get going. Now, I first saw this burger being prepared on a top 10 burger episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I immediately wanted to cook this thing. It looks insane. I mean, just very well crafted. So I emailed the restaurant and they got back with me, within an hour or so. Very excited about me doing this recreation. They wanted to see my take on it, which I really appreciated. So put it on the list of things to do. As that window started to close, the shoot date came closer, I started looking in to make sure I had all the correct ingredients and everything. And I went out to their menu online. Now I'm going to rant a little bit here. I noticed that the name of the burger had been changed from Umami Burger to Duxelles Burger. And I kind of knew what was going on because I had some experience with this. You see, there's a restaurant chain that's based out of Los Angeles, and their name may or may not have the word umami in it. That's all I'm going to say about that. But they think they own that word. And that word was actually coined in 1908 by a Japanese chemist. It describes that fifth flavor, you know, savory, just yummy basically. And they've been on a quest to basically bully restaurants that have that word in their menus. They think they own it, and I think that's wrong. And they came after me because I recreated one of their burgers. I did a copycat of their burger, and basically what their MO is they unleash this big attorney out of Chicago on the restaurants or whoever and try to bully them into taking that word out of there. And I discovered that they lost a lawsuit. A federal court judge ruled that they can't monopolize that word. I mean, basically it's like the Cheesecake Factory, a big restaurant out here, telling people they can't have cheesecake or the word cheesecake in their menus. Wrong. I don't have any respect for that restaurant, and I will never eat there again. I could be starving and I wouldn't go there. And I'll tell you what, I used to go out of my way to go to that restaurant. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to cooking here. So the first thing we are going to do is make a Duxelles, which is kind of like a mushroom paste, I guess. And it's very commonly used in beef Wellington. So in the cast iron skillet, I'm going to add some pork fat. And this is basically fat that I rendered out of bacon. You may be seeing later on in the video here, and some butter. And the owner of this restaurant uses a lot of pork fat and bacon, so trying to keep it real here. Get to the butter and the fat, I'm going to add some onion, some sliced onion here. Going to cook this down until it becomes somewhat translucent. We're going to add just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a lot of bit of garlic. This is chopped garlic, finely minced garlic. Stir this in. We're just going to continue cooking this down. Again, I want to see a nice translucency here. All right, I have here dried bonito flakes. This is basically bonito fish that's been smoked, dried, and shaved into thin little shavings. And I have to tell you, it smells just very smoky and nice. And I tried a little piece of it. I've used this in cooking before, but I've never actually had the guts to just toss one in my mouth. It's actually pretty good. And it's not going to give a fishy flavor, it's going to add a nice smoky flavor. We're adding a decent pinch of that. You can see it's literally evaporating. This is disappearing into the mix here. Right, I have here anchovy dashi. It's basically a Japanese anchovy soup mix, and I have about 1.5 teaspoons. Same thing, these are just going to add a lot of richness. And essentially what we're doing is pumping up the glutamate in this dish, and it's going to enhance flavors just like MSG does. Right now we're going to add some finely minced portabellos. I put this in the food processor and really minced it up. And I'm just going to add this until I can't add any more. This will cook down. There's a lot of water in mushrooms. Throw the whole bowl in here. How's that? A little bit more salt on the mushrooms. A little bit more pepper. Continue cooking this down. So we've been cooking this now for about 15 minutes or so. As you can see, much of the moisture has been cooked out. Now we're going to finish this off with some white truffle oil. Wow, smells good. All right, we're done here. I'm going to pull this off, put it on the warming spot of the grill, and we're going to start making that burger. So one of the things I really love about doing these copycat recipes is I learned some very cool techniques and some recipes I never would have thought of. This burger has a lot of those. So we're going to start cooking that patty right now. Lay down some oil on the flat top here. A little salt. A little bit of pepper. I said lay down the patty, obviously. That's a meatball. We're going to take care of that right now, though. All right, we're going to give this a flip. There we go. That's why we do it. That's why we smash burgers. You get that killer crust. We're going to lay down some of that Duxelles. We have some bacon that I cooked up, crisp, sliced up. Fire, guys. Sirens are rolling. I have here some smoked Gouda. Some brioche rolls that I had just buttered. Lay these down. All right, we are going to start assembling this burger. I have here some Togarashi Mayonnaise. Basically what I did was I took some Japanese mayo and I mixed it up with some Togarashi seasoning, which is killer. It's a bunch of Japanese spices blended together, and I found out about this seasoning because of this burger, and I'm going to be using this a lot. So lay down some of that mayo. Top and bottom buns. Now the bopNgrill puts a sun-dried tomato confit on their burger. So what I have here is some sun-dried tomatoes. It was, being marinated in an olive oil, minced it up, and this will be great. Let's put this down here on the flat top. Take the spatula, press it down. And there we go, check that out. So we're going to scrape this onto the bottom bun. Now this gorgeous, gorgeous patty. Top this bad boy. And just one more ingredient. I have to tell you, this is a gorgeous looking burger. It smells so good in this patio. Wow. Let's go ahead and slice into this bad boy here. All right. I'm telling you what really pops right now is that sun-dried tomato. It just has a tanginess that you don't get with regular tomato. And that crispy bacon, that smoky Gouda, and that Duxelles is insane, insane. Do not be afraid of using these ingredients like that dried Bonito flakes or that anchovy dashi. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing, and I know why the Men's Journal voted this as the best umami burger in the country. It's insane. Guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. bopNgrill, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being excited about me doing this video. Hold your guns, guys. I'm telling you, you can win this battle. Umami is a culinary word. It's common. No one has the right to monopolize that word. It's already been ruled in a federal court, and I really hope you stick to your guns. It's just sort of a matter of principle. I understand if you don't, but I hope you do. Anyway, Thanks for stopping by. Keep those requests coming, guys. Cheers.